Good afternoon, everyone. And this is Swapnil here. Let's discuss about the Tag Manager. What is Tag Manager and what are the functions over here? So, Tag Manager is a tool that allows us to manage and deploy marketing tags and what we call as code snippets or tracking pixels, right, on a website or a mobile application without modifying the source code and to host the source code of various third-party tools as well. And in my own words, it's an integration tool for all the aspects, starting from code integration, target audience, audience behavior, and audience traffic, ads, advertisements, and all. And that depends on the audience behavior as well, and so on. Right. Talking about the tag manager, the major benefit is once the Google Tag Manager tag is placed in our website, now we'll have a very beautiful dashboard over there to work on. And in case we want to use any other tags, such as Facebook Pixel or a Twitter tag or a LinkedIn tag, we don't have to hinder the source code. We can use the feature tags from Google Tag Manager and access all of it, and we can draw the insights over there. Right. So we are discussing about the benefits as well. I can add one more benefit in that users without considerable coding experience, such as marketers, can utilize Google Tag Management or Manager to implement tags. Users may change, remove, or add Google Tag Manager tracking code without the help of web developers. Okay. Thanks to the user-friendly interface, and that takes away the coding requirement of a huge extent for filing tags on special events as well. Right. So in that particular video, we were discussing about the complications as well, right? So let's discuss the complications here. This will what it does the like for the it's a burden for the IT development or dev department. I'm sorry. Yeah, the complications which was faced earlier, like changes were made by the IT and development team who had the access of the particular source code. They worked on sprints methodology. So while in an agile development scenario, they had to wait for weeks or months for to make changes what they have planned, right? And for an event-based scenario, if we talk about what we saw that the base tags are used, right? And in every web page to draw insights, and we have to reward the data back to Facebook or some other organization what we are using. And event driven data such as order completions, lead submissions, session trackings, or need to be audited and validations are required from that particular IT team, and that need to be sent there. When we talk about the modifications or a removal of tag, okay, so locating the address of that particular code or the snippet in those millions of codes is not an easy task, and we all know that. And modification or changes requires audited validations too. Correct. And let's talk about how these tag managers helps in these in solving these kind of complications. So the first and the major part, which means it reduces or waive off some weight from the IT department's shoulder, so that they can focus on the various aspects as well. And there's only one time installation of the tag management code on the site, and the IT team has more critical tasks at not only adding tags and all to a website, and tagging, while crucial for marketing and remarketing as well, has the potential to create a lot of extra work for the website developers, and we have to collect the data in the meantime. Okay, so as discussed earlier, like it's a central system which hosts and holds every piece of code, and the rest of the work is handled by the analytical department or the marketing team, any one of them, or talking about the special events or triggers, what we talked about earlier, that can be manually manipulated. The logic of the tool within the interface of the tag manager, if you use GTM or the Google Tag Manager, and any updates or changes can be done at one place as well. There's no specific department for that, that you have to go there and again you have to hinder the source code and all. Okay, and so what we check while choosing the right tag manager? That's a very important question here. So, in my opinion, what are they? I'll just tell you. The first is easy interface. Okay, the interface should be very friendly and not a complex one. Okay, and we should always have a background check, like how it's working and what kind of steps are required in the backend position as well. So there should be a standard operating procedure before launching that particular piece of code, or before launching, right? To increase efficiency basically, and faster loading of websites, because when we use a lot of tags to a website, the website becomes slow, right? And proper test management, of course, because testing is very important, what we'll discuss later in the coming stages. And a few more things to keep in mind. We have to choose only the popular tools which are which are in market right now, which have been already used in the market in the specific domain, which has a reputation in that particular market domain, if I'm talking about the marketing part. Then comes the documentation. This was my favorite subjects in my graduation while I was graduating in my seventh semester, which was DevOps, right? And I know the importance. It's very important for a development team to have everything in a document form, because the first step is called documentation, system documentation, right? And we'll be handling huge blocks of code, so any changes or any updates, what we have to change will be much more easier. Right. And then comes testing. This is the most important part again, and a critical part of any domain. I'm not talking about the marketing or the coding team. Any team, the testing is very important. Every update, any debug, or any solution from any team. Like we have few teams in specific domains as well, right? So what kind of domain I'm talking about? Any independent teams, I mean, whether it's a pair programming team or agile team, rapid development team, XP release team, any team, every module or every piece of code, every update has to be tested with few number of expected outcomes, right? If the outcome is matching to the expected outcomes, we shall release that particular piece of code. So they should be tested multiple times as well. And the chronic flag, what we call in our language, the chronic flag should be raised or given to the sorry or given to the IT team directly, right? Every tag updates inclusion will be validated by the IT team. We already know that. And any confirmation from their end is the key decision while making any changes, right? To make any website function, or the when we talk about the security of our website. So there's a key decision made by the IT team, so that it becomes critical when we work with critical user data such as banking records, payment info, and etc. etc. So these were the key things what we look for when we talk about the tag manager, right? Thank you.